Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Just realized right before recording that someone recently asked if I can wear a turtleneck in a video for whatever reason, but I guess today is your lucky day, my man. Turtleneck acquired. Today, I'm gonna bring you guys some sad news. Geoffrey Verity Schofield is not natural. According to the Pencil Neck Brigade over at Nat Your Juice on Reddit, and I don't want to come off as I'm too much of a fanboy of Geoffrey. I recently had him on my podcast. Geoffrey is a big boy. He can defend himself and did so in a video, but this actually happens with perfect timing. I've been meaning to do a video on a similar topic, so I'll just use Geoffrey as a case for this, okay? So I'm going to borrow some footage from him probably and roll here as I go. But yeah, being someone myself that doesn't quite have the following Geoffrey has, still I get tons and tons of steroid and fake natty accusations, and it's a very strange thing, you know, because on the one hand it is a compliment, because of course people are telling you, you look so impressive that I cannot believe that you accomplished that without the aid of performance enhancing drugs. When my YouTube channel blew up earlier this year, I got, because it was an old video, 4-year-old video, that went viral, and then people came and checked out my newer stuff, and I had all these arguments for like, no, you're clearly not natural, oh, the steroids sure are working. It wasn't just about the body, you know, they talked about my face and my voice, how it has changed, that's not possible without steroids. Do you understand how strange of a thing this is when you are completely natural? You have not done anything like that. You get all this feedback that, man, all these guys, they're describing how extremely manly I am. I'm so manly, not just my physique, like pretty much everything about me, my face, my voice, that I cannot possibly just be like this, you know. It gotta be steroids. It's a very mixed feeling again, because of course some of that is like, man, I'm a fucking Chad if people believe that, you know. Also, it's just not that fun to have people call you a liar. You're a complete liar. You're going against like everything you actually say. You're actually everything is a show. You're a complete sociopath and lying about it. And of course, when they leave these comments, it attacks your livelihood, because you do. Well, I do fitness coaching, and that I'm natural is a big selling point for me. So, of course, you don't like that part at all, right? But, yeah, Geoffrey did this video when he had been going through Nat Your Juice on Reddit, just responding to tons and tons of accusations. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Do you know what the most annoying part is? That, of course, when you respond to things like that, it's both that you want to stand up for yourself, right? Both, like, your actual results, like, don't diminish them. I've actually accomplished this naturally. Also professionally, again, like, your credibility is attacked, so you want to respond. But do you know what the annoying part is too? That the people, the assholes that will just show up and tell you you're not natural, you're a liar and all that, these are the guys that me and Geoffrey would like to reach the most. You are the guys that we are like, actually like, can you just get out of your little scarcity black-pilled pencil neck mindset and realize I'm actually telling you these harsh words because you need to hear it. I want to see you succeed. You little fucking loser leaving this disgusting comments, honestly. I want to see you succeed. So it's very annoying, okay? But so I'm gonna go through why I am 100% convinced that Geoffrey is natural. And I'll start with the typical things that we, of course, want to consider. But the first thing is that I'll say before I go on to Geoffrey specifically, I'll just say that I get the base suspicion. You know, there are people out there that lie about taking steroids. Also, all you black pillars, I'm going to get to that again, but you're creating an echo chamber when you're all reinforcing the idea that nothing is possible without steroids. Yeah, everyone is lying. Everyone is a fucking scammer like that, you know. And so yeah, there are people that lie about it, and I understand the bait. But when you see someone like me or Geoffrey with a very impressive physique, that you're like, is that even possible, natural? I get that, but then that you cannot just discern, go through, look at things, analyze, and discern the truth for yourself is quite pathetic. That's really a big purpose of this video, to teach you to think for yourself, okay? But okay, why I think Geoffrey is natural is he's been training for 10 years. That's a long time, okay? during that time, he's been making quite consistent progress. There are no like sudden, like extreme bursts of growth or anything. He has plateaued a little bit a few times, and he mentions that himself, and I think that's something that happens to natural lifters, that at some point you're just gonna have to think differently. What you did up until that point, something new takes, and I've had during my 6 years never any long plateau, but also these few months or something where I'm not quite seeing how I should change things, right? But pretty much consistent progress with little plateaus here and there, bulks and cuts, right? I cannot see that he displays any side effects, like well, acne would be one of the most visual ones. Gyno, things like that. Cannot see anything of that. He's yeah, I didn't understand my own note here, but honestly, he's not that big. Like, don't get me wrong, he's huge for someone that's natural. He's extremely impressive, even by some kind of comparing every people, steroids or not, is quite big. But if we're looking within the fitness industry, there's going to be tons of guys that have been blasting gear and been training for 10 years that are way, way, way bigger. And I don't know if Geoffrey would agree, but personally I feel like if I had been training, working my ass off as hard as I have for these years I've been training, and also been blasting gear, I would feel it's a disgrace that I'm not bigger than I am, because I know, again, people that take stuff, how big they can get. So really, it would be a complete and utter disgrace for us to not be bigger if we would have been on gear this entire time. Now we get to the things that people fucking can't seem to think about. Like all these black pill people that, I'm not giving much sympathy in this video, honestly. You cannot think for yourself. You just judge these, like, you've heard that this number, being this weight at this body fat percentage, it's not possible. It's not possible, natural. Or see that measurement on the arm, or that look, it's not possible. You have to go beyond just looking at, we're human beings, okay? It's not... It's like what numbers are possible. It still depends on also how hard of a worker are you, how good are you at what you're doing. It's such a joke to just decide that certain numbers, analysis that comes along with that. It's just not possible. Just look. You cannot look like that. Natural. The only time you should be saying something like that when it's like, it's like Mr. Olympia. It's like, okay, come on, just look at the person. They're like 270 pounds shredded. Okay, But anyway, I get heated because, all of this, it annoys me because it's a frustrating thing to have done to yourself, these fake accusations. But mostly when you are a coach and teacher also that really, really, really want other people to succeed, you put in all this hard work and you share it with other people. And what you get is you're a liar. I'll actually attack you for being a liar. The very person you're aiming to reach the most is coming there. And it's like, I get it. Well, let's go on. So other things that make me think that Geoffrey is natural is he's extremely introspective and observant. Okay, he's analyzing his training all the time, just like me. He shares training stories on his Instagram every day. He's one of the few people that I really enjoy following closely. Not every day, but I look at many of his training stories and listens to what he has to say. The guy clearly, it's not It's not a show, what he's talking about. He's really that serious and thinks that hard about the little details of the training, trying to get better at all times and sharing it with you, okay? He's extremely helpful and genuine. Of course, someone technically that takes steroids can be helpful and that, but how genuine and authentic and just wanting to help this guy comes off, it just does not go hand in hand with, and also just completely lying about steroids, going against completely your values that you present outwardly. It just does not make sense, guys. It's like judge a character, not just like a human body, You judge the entire person, okay? And here's a big one that I saw Atlas Power Shrug that I'm probably going to have on my podcast soon. Also, he loves training. I saw Atlas say that's a good way to discern who's a real, true, natural, that these guys always love the training, love doing it, love talking about it, love making content about it. All the other great naturals, Bald Omni-Man, Natural Hypertrophy, Alex Leonidas, all these guys, they are absolutely obsessed and love the training in a way that you just don't see these guys that's like, oh, I'm natural, just mention that shortly, try to present that, or it says that in their Instagram. Those kinds of guys, it's just like... yeah, they're never, of course, they must like something about the entire thing, but they never come up as like loving that process of training. And that's the point. The training is the most important thing to make progress, especially as a natural. Always, you know, like I guess some pencil neck could take roids and probably just get a little bit of a muscle mass increase just from that. But even enhanced people will have to train. Maybe they will get away with worse training practices. So the point is that the training is always most important, but especially for naturals. And that's how you see the guys that look the best and are natural or claim natural. They are always so obsessed and into their training. That's what makes them so great. That they're so interested in try so hard and work so hard on the training, right? And yeah, the values that I mentioned, he does not want you to go on. He does not want to go on, and he does not want you to go on. Okay, and it's like. I realized that some people that took gear, they would like to try to not make younger people say that you shouldn't, or lie about it because you shouldn't or something. But someone that like expresses so much, like Geoffrey is someone that you can see is like upset if it's like turns out that this person was a fake natty or this person decided to go on. He will react. He will not be happy about it. He will tell you to not do. He will warn you about the risks and that. It's like, do you really think that someone that has these values for himself and for you can just blatantly, sociopathically just lie like that? It's not even about the character only. You're a very skilled liar. If you can put on such a show, really go into there like, yeah, I'm going to pretend that I'm actually a natural guy that really, really cares about being natural and want others to do. But really, I'm blasting gear and just laughing my ass off behind their other backs. Yeah, I lost myself a bit in the intensity of the ranting, but that's the thing, you know. And that's the thing. Honestly, I'm not trying to play a martyr here or something, but it is a little hurtful that you really genuinely care about helping other guys, and we want you to stay natural in that. And you get the response from the very people you'd like to help the most. You get the response as if you're their enemy or hurting us with your lies. You know, you're hurting yourself. Okay, you little pathetic loser. It's like, yeah. I put it again, judge a person. Do fake natties talk the way me and Geoffrey do? This video that I'm doing here, could I do this? Could I do this if I'm secretly all the time just injecting? It's like, honestly, I was going to get to this point later, but all you're telling us when you're accusing us of being on steroids is that you're a complete loser, you cannot train at all, you have no belief in yourself and what's possible, and that you'd be willing to lie completely about taking steroids, because that's the only way you can think that. So about other people who clearly are not doing what you know that you would do. Okay, you would lie about steroids. Okay, I would not. Okay, in fact. First of all, I do not want to take them. Anyone that's got into bodybuilding has dabbled with the thought, maybe been, tempted, just like, oh, it would be nice when you feel a little lost or something, to get some help or whatever, Everyone has thought about it, but I never truly considered it, even when I was a bit more black pill myself, earlier in my training career, and especially now that I see what's possible. It's like, why would I ever be dependent, shut down my endogenous testosterone production, possibly get all these side effects, and for what? Just so I can get a little bit bigger? I'm not even competing. It's way too big of a sacrifice for me. I'll tell you this, I thought about it. Before recording this video, because some of you're going to be waiting. You're not going to believe. Somehow, it's crazy to me how you can watch a video like this or Geoffrey, his content, and think like, no, they're actually still lying, But you're never going to see. Of course, I'll leave open. I am not Geoffrey. I'm not there with him. So I leave 1% open. Okay, maybe sometimes something would happen, but I do not think so. I don't think that I'll ever see anything that either indicates that I think he has switched or that he'll be caught somehow. But I can tell you, you're never gonna find that out about me. Never, ever, ever. I thought about it. The only time I'd ever do roids would be if my life turns out completely different than I thought. I'm like, when I'm 50, I don't have a wife and kids or something, you know. It's like at that point, okay, I might as well just enjoy myself. Why not blast a bit and get like huge as an old man or something? But even that, I don't even think I would. It's like when I try to come up with a scenario, but also I would tell you. Can you notice how this I want to tell you freaking everything. I am so open about everything. I could not lie and hide that away. I wouldn't want to. I would want to tell you guys about what's different, how it goes. I would move from Sweden to somewhere where it's legal, and I would tell you guys about it. So that's what I promise to you guys now. You'll never ever somehow just find out that I've been lying this entire time. If it would ever happen, it's in like 20 years. Because my life didn't turn out the way I expected, I decided to just have some fun. But yeah, what you guys got to remember is that it's the body that builds muscle, okay? The steroids, they just enter the body and kind of modulate that process so you can do more with it and you're more sensitive to everything that would make you grow muscle. But it's the body that does it, okay? So it's about pushing the body to places where it hasn't been before, so it just has no choice but to adapt. And of course, there's some kind of ceiling, like at some point you get old enough or something. But the way I see it, until something like that reaches you, it's little bit like a curve, you know, that it never plays out to a completely straight line. But there are diminishing returns. But the point is that you really, because that's what it seems like in this natty or juice place. People have been training what worked like the first 1 or 2 years. When that doesn't work anymore, you just don't think anything more is possible. Instead of trying harder, getting better, okay? It's like, just look at Geoffrey's training style. He trains so intentionally with the type of form he wants to use for the exercises. He trains so hard. He does this all the time. He keeps track of everything, tries to make progress all the time, you know. And I'm very much the same. That's why I like to do the case with Geoffrey and compare with myself, because we have a very, very similar approach to our training in that way. You know, the training every day and training at a very high intensity, and so intentionally with the form and trying to progress all the time, right? Yeah, I guess that's the last point. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad when I know how hard I've worked these little over 6 years I've trained now. I've never stopped. I've never taken breaks. I've never taken a week off even. I'm not even saying that this is good. You know, I probably should have rested more. I've overtrained at times. But the point is that, you know, that the physique, what you've made out of yourself today, it really is the result of consistent, intentional, hard work over time, never stopping, always progressing, you know. And you work so hard for this. It's such a joke that someone comes in like, oh no, that's not possible without roids. It's like, just try what we do. Just actually try for once. Actually stop listening to your little gay-ass pencil neck echo chamber that all tell you that we suck, we collectively suck, and everyone else that doesn't suck as hard as us, they must be cheating, and then they're lying. I know that because I would cheat and lie if I had the opportunity. It's just so sad, you know. It's like, no, that's really all there is to it. Hard work, intentionally trying to get better for a really long time, never giving up, always adjusting, not being honestly a little spoiled, thinking that you're going to be spoon-fed gains for just showing up to the gym every once in a while and, you know, touching a dumbbell. It doesn't work like that. So, okay, honestly, I could go on, make many related points, but it's like, guys, people like Geoffrey, me, many other Bald Omni-Man, these guys that I mentioned, you know, we want to cut through all the bullshit in the fitness industry and actually tell you what's possible. And you shoot yourself in the foot if you want to attack these kinds of people. I talk quite harshly in a video like this to you, but it is because you need that. You need that little slap to wake up. Clearly, it hasn't worked, being all nice and pedagogic, just explaining things to you, you know. So you need this little slap. Now you can think that I'm just angry, triggered steroid user secretly that puts on this entire long show just for whatever reason. I just need you to think I'm natural, you know. Or I'm giving you this tough love because I actually want to see you succeed. You little pencil neck shit. You can grow a thick-ass neck, thick body. You can be proud of yourself for the hard work you're doing instead of staying in this collective, miserable, loser, pencil neck swamp. Okay, so we'll end this video here. Please like and comment. Very interested to hear your thoughts. Do you think Geoffrey is not natural? Do you think I'm not natural? Please, I'm gonna respond. Please comment. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked mentally, physically, spiritually, working on ourselves, body, mind, and soul, becoming that individual, like someone like myself or Geoffrey, that just fucking goes after it. Through the person they are, they achieve this great external result of a massive physique. So if you're interested, you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. Pick up my training book. It's here too, but honestly, pick up Geoffrey's book too. I would have if I found Geoffrey earlier in my own training career. I'm sure I could have use for it now, but just not as much. But you definitely could. So please pick it up and please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Pencil necks, blown the fuck out. Peace.